Michelle, Royal Neighbors. If that's some of you before, so nice to see you again. If you have not met me before, I've been at Royal Neighbors for 12 years as of August. So I'm definitely not the longest person at Royal Neighbors. We have somebody who's been there for 43 years. So people like to work at Royal Neighbors. Part of what we do is we like to give back to our community. So I think that's a real reason that people like to be at Royal Neighbors and stay at Royal Neighbors. The nice thing is that we allow the agents to do that as well. So we give you the opportunity to give back to your community too. So today I'm just going to talk about our member benefits and some of our products, and then I'm going to open it up to questions. We do have a contest going on right now, so I'll talk to you about that. Show of hands, who has ridden with Royal Neighbors before? Oh, beautiful. It would be sad if nobody raised their hand when I said that. So we have a couple of changes on our products. Our whole life and our term are a little bit different. I just want to talk about kind of all of our products quickly. So like I said, if you have questions, you can raise your hand while I'm talking, or we can just do that at the end, whatever you want to do. So let's talk about our member benefits. Hi, how are you? Our member benefits in your folder here. I just have like a little cheat sheet. Has anybody used our member benefits before? Nobody. Did you know that agents can use our member benefits? Okay. So this is kind of like the cheat sheet of our benefits. There is a booklet that you can use that I recommend that agents get. It's our 902G, that's the form number. And I like to call it kind of the dummy guide to member benefits because there's so many benefits and they're all different. So it just kind of tells you how to use the benefits when you're with your client. One of the other items that we have one-pagers of our benefits. And I like to recommend those to agents as well. You can carry those in your book and you're meeting with a client and maybe they're talking about prescriptions being so expensive. You can pull out your one-pager just about the prescriptions and talk to them about that instead of talking about all of the benefits and overwhelming them. So a few benefits that I like to talk about. We have a retail shopping discount benefit. So who shops online? Anybody? Yeah? I see Mike raising his hand up there. You might as well just keep your hand up the whole time. So the benefit online, you can put your zip code in and it'll pop up all of the items that are discounted in your area. If you're looking for something specific, you can just type that in. If you're traveling, you can put that in. But some of the discounts that people that I know have used, you got 4 tires, they got 2 free, so essentially buy 2 get 2 free. They use that discount. People use movie tickets. So my family was in town, I took them all to the movies, and usually tickets are like $10 to $12 or so. There were 4 of us, and we went for $15. So just lots of different discounts. Mike Torrentine, who's been to your office before, I believe, right? His favorite is Papa John's. So Papa John's always has a discount code out there, so if you ever order a pizza. But there's dry cleaning, flowers, if you want to send somebody flowers. There's discounts to hotels, rental cars. I know a couple of agents have used them for rental cars when they're out traveling to other locations to write business. So that's kind of one of our cool discounts that we have. Let's see. The prescription discounts, this is something I did not know. We actually changed vendors in May of last year. So we have New Benefits is our new vendor. You can go online to their website through Royal Neighbors, and you can actually type in the name of a prescription, and it'll pull up a list of all the locations that are in your area, and it'll tell you who has it for the cheapest. So I noticed like CVS may be $10, but Walgreens is $5. So savings like that. Somebody was asking if we're going to have a price decrease, which we're not for anything, but that's something that you can use for your clients. If they save $5 a month using the benefit, and maybe we're $2 more than a competitor, that kind of balances that out. So a couple of other ones that are on here. Our member relief fund. So the member relief fund is something that is for natural disasters, or if somebody gets really ill and isn't able to work, they can apply for that through Royal Neighbors, and they get $200 a year. So when we had the hurricanes, I believe that was last year. I feel like this year is just like flown, so I'm kind of keeping up with my years. All the hurricanes that they had. So in Texas, one of our ASB offices actually, they submitted 40 applications for their clients. That's $200 each. They actually were featured in our Royal Neighbors magazine for helping out their clients. So each of their clients got $200. $200 isn't a lot for maybe a hurricane if your house is really destroyed, but if something happens, like your freezer goes out, for example, and you lose everything in your freezer, $200 is nice to be able to get that back for you. So, agents, you do have to have insurance with us to use that benefit, but your clients all have that benefit. So just that's one to keep in mind. We have a Real Neighbors magazine that goes out. I don't know if does everybody here get the magazine? You probably have. Is this the address for everybody at the office, John? Yeah.
Yes.
So we have a Real Neighbors magazine that goes out. They changed that this year to make it a little more now. So they have recipes and things like that in there, but they're trying to feature more of our members and some of our agents. So a couple of agents have been featured in the magazine a few times. So it's just nice if something like that happens, if you're able to carry that around, you can show people what we're doing in the community to give back. So, right. Any questions about our member benefits?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Just to refresh, do we have to have a card or what number do we use to test advantage of this?
You do need to have a card. So before I leave, you can be your name. I can just jot it down, and I can order a card for you. You're welcome. Everything online, you do have to log in to be able to use that benefit. If your clients aren't internet friendly, they can call. There's a number that they can call, and somebody will help them to use the discounts as well. So, anything else? Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about product-wise is our final expense. So not a lot has changed with our final expense. We do have some exciting changes coming up next year, hopefully that everybody will enjoy. I am looking for some agents from ASB to pilot what we're going to do. So I can't talk about it yet, but lights went out. Was that on purpose? Okay. Like I'm done. So we are looking for some people. I'll be talking to Mike about that, but we're making some changes. What we really like, we go out to lots of offices and get lots of feedback about our products, and we really try to take those pieces. And we can't always do everything that the agent asks us for, unfortunately, but we do what we can to make the process nice and easy for you to use and easy for your clients. So we have our voice signature phone call. I did put our worksheet in here. So those of you who have never done a final expense call with Royal Neighbors, the phone number is at the top, and this is exactly how the interview is completed. So I always tell agents, some agents think the call is too long. If you go through this process, you can get the call done in about 15 minutes. 15 minutes is pretty quick. If you're not really prepared, I'm going to get an email from our vendor that tells me that you weren't prepared, and then I'll call you and we can go over it. But this is the exact script that they follow. I get those all the time. Trust me, you're laughing, but it really happens. So this is the script they follow. We have the disclosure form. They will ask your client if they have this disclosure form. Make sure your client knows what this is and that they will say yes, because if not, they will read this front and back to your client, and it takes forever. I've had to listen to calls before, and I feel like it takes 10 years to read. So, and if you do not want to do the voice signature, or if it's after hours, I did put one of our applications in here that you can go ahead and use as well. I did not bring any of the extra forms, but I assume that you have those here, so I just put this application in. The other thing that I put in, just to make life easy, is our prescription indicator list. So as you're reviewing your medications with your clients, this is something that you can use, and it is helpful when you get all of the medications. You flip through here, and you're able to see if there's anything that your client's taking.
I just had a question on the prescriptions.
Yes.
Excuse me. I had a situation where the client was taking a prescription that was on this knockout list, but the client hasn't stopped taking that prescription a year ago, but yet she was still declined. So how far do you go back, even if that person stopped taking the medication?
On the list, it does say, like, if it was prescribed, refilled, or taken, there's a time frame on here, so it really just depends on the medication. All of them are different.
Okay.
I know one that hangs people off a lot is nitro, because your client isn't really taking it, they have it.
Yeah.
But if they have it and they're refilling it, or it's just been prescribed to them within a certain time period, that is still a
So
decline.
that was my question, was specifically with the nitro. So if they refilled it within 24 months, is that it?
18 months, yeah, within 18 months is a decline.
Okay.
That's what it says.
So even though they're not taking it, if they refilled it within that time?
Yes,
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
yes.
What about if a lot of the pharmacies are on automatic refill? I had a problem with my clients getting, they were automatically filling it and turning it in, so they didn't need it. blood pressure medication slash, and they never took it, it's actually filled today, and they had kept filling it at the pharmacy because it was free, and they didn't take the medication, but it's still on the MIB report.
That's a really good question. Nobody's ever asked me before. I do know that if somebody comes up on your MID, you can dispute it with MID and then we can relook at it. But if an instance like that comes up, that's something that you can probably call in and talk to one of our underwriters. I know, since we don't really underwrite the final expense, we try not to make too many exceptions, but something like that, that is definitely something we would look at. So I would always be happy to help anybody with something like that.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome. So, this of course does not have every single medication because it's like a book, the list of medications, because there's lots of different, what we call like generic meds and medications for like cancer, there's a lot of different types of medications. What we're working on right now is making it available to the agents, the whole entire list. Somebody just told me about it today, they didn't give me any details, so I don't know how it's gonna be available. What I was trying to do is get it added to our mobile app so that you can just search a medication, and then it will pop up and tell you. So we'll see how that goes, but just look for that, that should be coming out soon. So that is our final expense. Does anybody have any questions about our final expense? Some of the things, we don't have a height rate chart for final expense. It's important to remember that as long as your client can say no to the questions, they are good to go with us. There's a couple of graded questions. The questions are on the back of the worksheet that I gave you. So if you take that with you, you really just have the worksheet. You don't have to turn in an application or anything like that to us. A couple of the changes I know that we are gonna do next year, we are trying to make it to where we get a decision faster for the client so that you don't have to provide all of the information properties also are really good at giving the wow experience because we want you, after you've worked so hard to qualify for one of our trips, to have that type of an experience. So this particular location, it has lots of outdoorsy type things to do. If you don't like outdoorsy, there's a really nice spa that you can go to as well. But there's just so many things to do. You can go hang out on the lake, you can go water skiing, you can go whitewater rafting, lots of fun stuff to do on Lake Tahoe. So more to come on that, so we are gonna be sending out something. But we changed the qualification amount. That was something else we heard from agents, is that 80,000 is too much. So we dropped it to 70, so we're hoping that we're gonna get more agents qualifying for our trip. So the nice thing about what we're doing right now is, if you're writing any business with us through the remainder of the year, or have been writing it since November 14, all of those points are gonna roll over to Lake Tahoe. Hopefully Norman's gonna join us in Hawaii though, right? Norman? He's trying. If he doesn't for some reason, all those points go over to Lake Tahoe for him. But we really want him to go to Hawaii, so everybody be supportive of Norman, so he can go to Hawaii with us.
See which one Danielle would want to go to.
Let me call Danielle.
Yes, exactly. So, I'm going to talk about our term and our whole life, but that is one of our focuses. So what we thought maybe would help encourage people to write more of that is we changed the qualification amount. So the weighted premium this year for Hawaii was 120%, so Jet Term and Jet Whole Life is going to be 150% next year. So anybody who's writing, that's how many extra points you're going to be getting. Our Essential Whole Life, which we still have currently, that is going to be going away at some point, I don't know when, sometime next year, that's 100%. And then our final expense is 100% as well. Like I said, our single premium change is only going to be 15% next year. So, there is a copy of the flyer in there. So, does anybody have questions about how double points work? You write 5,000 in premium by the end of the year. Next year you have 10,000 starting off the year towards your 70,000 goal. So, it's a good way to get started. Okay, so we just relaunched our term in our whole life, so I'm going to talk about that now. Has anybody written our term or our new whole life yet? The term, okay. So, we are going to have a contest starting in January. So, if you've never written one of our products, I believe, don't quote me because it's not final yet, I believe you get $50. So, if you've never written this product, you get $50 for the first application. So, just an extra incentive to go out and write some of our products. Our whole life is now is the e-app, so you don't have to fill out a paper app and send it in anymore. It is all going to be e-app, so this particular product. Our best pricing is between is for females that are 25 to 45, anywhere from ages 50 or face amounts 50,000 to 215,000. So currently our whole life is starting at 50,000, but we are going to change that in the first quarter to drop down to 25,000 because right now we have a gap for our final expense to our whole life. There's nothing in between 25 to 50,000. So we want to be able to take care of that for our clients. But we have a couple of new cool features I'm going to talk about. So these are kind of our product highlights that we have. So we have, for our Jet Whole Life, we have lifetime pay and our 20 pay. So anybody who's written our Essential before, we do not have an 8 up to 65 option on the Jet Whole Life. So we have our issue ages, our face amounts. One of the things that's a little bit different, we do have the option on the Jet Whole Life to convert it to a term life. So, I know, I got a strange look. So, that is something different. It's not something usual in the industry that we're doing. So, we were just trying to make it different. If a client isn't able to afford their whole life or something anymore, rather than just getting rid of the insurance, they can convert it over to a term life and be able to get that cheaper rate. So, just something a little different. Our underwriting, so we do have our accelerated underwriting, which means you're doing the e-app process, and you're going to get the decision anywhere where it says it's accelerated. There is a chance it could be a decline, I'll talk about that in a second, or it can be referred to underwriting, but anywhere it's accelerated, typically you're going to get a decision right there on your iPad or computer that you're using. The fully underwritten, you would still fill out the application on your e-app, and then it comes over to underwriting, and then we're going to order all the extra requirements 20 minutes. That's kind of a little tagline that they came up with. For getting the point of sale decision for your client, so there's no blood or urine if it's accelerated, literally just making the decision for the client while they're there. We tried to make this a really easy process, so as you're quoting your client in our WinFlex system, all the information that you provide in the quoting software is actually gonna transfer over to the application, so you don't have to retype everything. So again, just little things that we try to do to make the process faster and easier for the agent. So this is what the app looks like online. So you can see there's little tabs, so you essentially are just gonna follow each tab and go over. All of the information at the top is always there, so it tells you what they're applying for. You can apply for the term and whole life at the same time. So if you want to do the term whole life combo, all the information is just being filled out for both at the same time. So that makes it easier, so that you don't have to do another application, and it has the premium amount at the top as well. So some things that we did, again, to make it more efficient, there's a city-state lookup. Once you put the zip code in, there's errors that come up in red. I think that happens everywhere online nowadays. You can click on it, it'll tell you what's wrong. There's a help text question. You can click on that to see if you don't understand something. If the owner and the beneficiary information is the same, you can click a button, it'll populate that. So again, less that you have to type, makes the process go faster. And then the reflexive medical question to make more decisions for your client. So this is the combo app. So this is what it looks like in the start. So you can pick on each side what you're gonna take, and then your riders are available. So if your client has $200 to spend, you can play with this here. It's gonna have the premium amount at the top, and then you can move things around to decide how much of a face amount you want for each of the different pieces. This is an example of the medical questions. So yes, I have diabetes, and then they're gonna ask you what type you have and ask you for additional information. We did change, so anybody who did our term to begin with, our authentication questions were a little difficult. Yes, I'm getting nods up here in the front with me. So we did change that process. It used to be like the last 10 or 15 years, which most people can't remember what happened just a few years ago. So we changed the questions, and they also gave like a range. So if they want to know what your car payment was, there's a range rather than having to remember the exact car payment that you had. So this has gone much easier and faster for the client, so we don't have as many hangups or issues with that. But we do have to be able to verify who the client is. That's something that we have to keep. The other version is a text message. So this is really for people who are maybe like 18 to like 22 or so that don't have any credit history. It'll send a text message over to them. And this is random. Some older clients or different ages can get this as well. But it sends a text message, and then you complete the app with the text message. So that's a nice feature to have. Somebody in the household has to have the phone now. So this isn't going anywhere live. So you can put your phone number in. It works that way too. So if your client doesn't receive text messages, you can do it that way. So this is what it looks like when it's ordering requirements. So as you're going through the different screens, like I said, it will let you move to the next screen if there's a piece that you're missing. It'll make you stop and then go back and fix that. So this is what it looks like, and then hopefully it says there's a decision. It was approved, you're ready, you're good to go. But there's a couple of other options too. This is something different that we did too. We built the amendment and supplement into the process so that you don't have to go back to see your client. So say you thought your client was preferred, and maybe they're gonna be standard. So you're gonna come here, you didn't get what you applied for, so you can withdraw it, which hopefully you won't withdraw it. You can accept the change that we offer to you, or you can update it. So when you're updating it, again, your client only has $200 to spend. You can update it, and you can go back into the application, and you can decrease the base amount. So that way you don't have to get your decision and then go back later and get an amendment signed. Right, all of it is done right here in the process. So again, trying to make things easier for the agents to use. This is how you access the JET e-apps. You go through our agent website to do that. So we do have a new website coming out. I don't know who's used our website lately. It's a little dated, but we have a brand new website. Yeah, a little dated, right? We have a new website that is coming out actually the first quarter, and it'll be much, much better, and I think it'll be updated more often so that on the phone, it's just too small for you to be able to see with your client, so. But this just has that process, this is what it looks like, and that's where it is on the website. So, we have our little Catch the Wave rooster there, he's gonna be going away soon, so. Any questions on this process? Everybody looks like they're good, everybody looks excited?
Is there like a paper app type that you can prepare for the client? Like
There's not a paper application. We do have training modules on our website, so you can go out there and you're able to see what medical questions we're gonna ask. So you go through like a little video, you'll be able to see all the medical questions that we ask, but everything is completed on the app process. They're a little bit different than the ones for the essential, the rates are much cheaper actually for the JAB process, yes, much cheaper, so, yes.
Do you have plans to have the DE app for the simplified issue?
That is something that we are looking at, yes, for the simplified issue to do in the app. So, I don't know how soon that will be, there may be a modified type app version coming out, but that is something that we're working on.
Is there a height limit for the, vet firm?
Yes, there is a height and weight, yes. And if there's anything that pops up, we just did a couple of risk assessments before the meeting started. You can always call and talk to one of our underwriters. They're gonna ask you your agent number. They're also gonna ask you, the age of your client. Are they tobacco, non-tobacco? What is their height and weight? And then what are your concerns? So, we were looking at somebody who had arthritis, so then they just wanted to know what type of, medications they were taking. But we're always available to answer those questions. Same thing goes for our final expense. If there's a medication you're not sure of, you can call in and talk to us, and we're able to help you with that too. So. Anything else? Alright, well, thank you for having me out today. Hopefully we'll be out here more often, see all of you. I really hope that all of you will be in Lake Tahoe with me. Like I said, it's a beautiful trip. Now is the time to write some business and kind of bank up those points. It's much easier to get to 70,000 when you start the year with maybe 20, 25,000 points. So, any other questions?
No questions?
Good.
Okay. No, I'll hang out a little bit too, so if you have questions and you don't want to ask them in front of everybody, you can come by and ask me too. So. But again, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come and listen to me talk about real neighbors.
Is there a way of being able to get the height and weight on the website?
I'm sorry, what's
The
that?
chart for the height and weight on the website?
We have our field underwriting guide that you can download, and it has the height and weight for all of the products, except final expense, because there is no height and weight.
Okay,